Is the recent cryptocurrency boom about to end? Hi, I'm Biko Konstantinos, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Please like this video and please consider subscribing if you find this content valuable in any way. That would really help me out. As you might have heard on the news, Elon Musk has been making some comments about Bitcoin, which has put some pressure on the price. A lot of people feel that some of Elon's comments have been smashing the Bitcoin price. But if you look at the charts, Bitcoin has previously been forming what it looks to be a bit of a topping pattern, even prior to Elon making some comments about how Bitcoin may not be environmentally friendly, how he's not going to accept Bitcoin payments for Tesla at this stage, and just a few other comments in general regarding Bitcoin.
So if we drill into the head and shoulders pattern, we can see that we've got a neckline or resistance in between, I would say, the 50,000 mark and a bit lower. And we've also got a point here where the price came down, where that could be a little bit of support as well. So what we're really looking for is for the price, I guess in this regards, 50,000 really becomes the important price because it's a very significant figure and it'll be watched very closely by all participants. The price here came down to about 50, here came down to about 50 and rallied. So really that 50,000 mark in Bitcoin is very significant, and I would call that probably a major resistance line. So if we put a line around about the 50, that really becomes pretty much our resistance from here. So the price has come down below 50, currently around 44, 45,000. Now the price might try and rally back up to 50,000. Let's see what it does. But let's see if that resistance level holds. And what we mean by that is if the price rallies to about 50 or slightly above, but then retraces back down, then we'll call that a resistance level, and we'll say that that has held. And what that means going forward is the price will most likely continue below that 50,000 mark. And that becomes a strong resistance point going forward. So if the price rallies again, there'll be a number of people who knew that it didn't get past 50 last time, so there will be a number of sellers around that level. So it'll take quite a lot of push to get back up above that $50,000 level. But if it does successfully, then you could say that the head and shoulders pattern has been negated, and you might continue into a sideways trading pattern, or it might resume an uptrend. But at this stage, the price has clearly broken below 50,000, and even this other support line was hit a few times around about that 47. It's currently around about 45. But to fully call this head and shoulders pattern complete, we would want to see several trading days around this level or lower, and then we could definitely assume that the head and shoulders pattern is complete and we're now in a downtrend. The other thing to notice in regards to the Bitcoin chart is this 50-day moving average, which was going up for a very long time. Has really flattened out, excuse me, and has now slowly just started trending downwards. And that'll continue downwards as long as the price action is around about here where it is. And there's the potential for this 50-day moving average to cross over the 200-day moving average in the future. And that is called a death cross. And that's a very bearish signal. So look out for that as well. Let's have a look at some other cryptocurrency charts. So this is the chart of Ethereum, the daily chart. And as you can see, Ethereum is it's not creating as much as a topping pattern as Bitcoin. Its rise has been more recent, when Bitcoin was a long way back. And if we look at Ethereum, had this massive rise, but it has fallen quite significantly. It did really fall a lot, and now it's come back a little bit now to about 3,400, 3,500. Um, it's starting to trade a bit closer to its 50-day moving average, but its moving average is still moving up. So it's a lot stronger pattern than Bitcoin. It's still in an uptrend, but time will tell if it will come. It normally would trade closer to this 50-day moving average again, and we'll see if it bounces off that or if it starts to flatten out and create a similar type of a topping pattern as Bitcoin is. We've got Stellar here. Stellar also has a rising 50-day moving average, and it's above, trading above that. It's come down a little bit recently. If we look at Litecoin, Litecoin is trading actually quite close to its 50-day moving average, but the moving average is still rising, but it has fallen quite a lot from its highs. So going back to Bitcoin, which was the original cryptocurrency darling, had its big surge. As you can see with those other cryptocurrencies that we've looked at, they are probably in this sort of stage here where they've had a big surge, they've come down a bit, they've got a rising 50-day moving average. But if things keep going the way they are, and if Bitcoin starts to break down, then those other cryptocurrencies could fall into the overall sentiment. So there could be an overall sentiment change for cryptocurrencies, and it could start to happen over time, especially if Bitcoin starts breaking down. Now, what we could also see with some of these other cryptocurrencies, as well as Bitcoin, is because they've had such amazing rises. So, because they've basically had a parabolic rise, which is a pretty much straight upwards price rise, then the risk is, if the environment or if the market starts turning a bit negative against cryptocurrencies, if investors start seeing the price fall, then there could be a risk of like a mass stampede, which is like an overwhelming sell. So as people start to see the prices fall and their profits fall, there could be a rush to sell, and that could create what's known as a bit of a crash. So just be on the lookout for that. Please manage any trades that you might have in cryptocurrencies carefully. As you can see, they're very volatile. In regards to, say, this chart of Litecoin, um, you'd want to see it keep bouncing off that 50-day moving average. If it can't make a new high, so for example, see how it's made a high, it's made a new high, it's made a new high. If it starts trading, flat and then started trading down, then you really start to worry that the uptrend is finishing. But with cryptocurrencies, because they've risen so hard, so fast, you really have to have some sort of management of these trades, because if unfortunately there was a major sell-off or a major crash, this price, say for example Ethereum, it could drop easily to 2,500 or to 2,000 over a number of sessions if there was a mass exodus. So you need to be aware of that, because when things go up super quick, there can be a mass exodus if selling pressure starts to overwhelm any new buyers. So please watch out for that. please manage your trades carefully and keep an eye on the actual sentiment of the market. Like as I've pointed out, Bitcoin has formed what's known as a head and shoulders bearish pattern. And if that's confirmed by multiple trading sessions below that $50,000 level, then the entire sentiment for cryptocurrencies could start to turn negative.
This is Biko Konstantinos. Thanks very much for watching my video until the end, and may the trades always be in your favor.